Hello. Japan is known for being a cutting-edge society. They've got toilets that are heated and spray your butt. They've got androids that work hotel reception and information booths. But in some ways it can be a very backwards country. One of those examples is there's no central heating in houses. Even though we're in Tokyo and it doesn't get very cold, it is freezing in our apartment. We're standing in our kitchen right now, and that heating unit you can see behind me, there's another one in the bedroom back here. That's it for heat for the entire apartment. You can see our balcony here. Cold air leaks through here constantly, and that's where our bed is. And then if you flip around to the kitchen door, right there is a mail slot that's open to the outdoors.
It blows the curtain, cold air through.
Yeah, when it's windy, you can actually see the curtain moving. Even though we're in Tokyo, there are parts of the country that are covered in snow throughout most of the winter. And it gets very cold there. And there's no central heating there either. So Japan has come up with several ingenious ways to combat the winter cold. Here's our favorite 3. These are Kotatsu. Do you know what a Kotatsu is?
Mm-hmm.
Explain.
It's a heated table.
Basically.
Wow. It's a table with a fan underneath it, with controls, and you heat it, and there's a blanket over top, and you put your feet underneath.
Yes.
Anime, that's how I know.
We're in Nitori right now, which is kind of like IKEA.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a cheap
Japanese kind of
furniture warehouse with home goods. They sell kotatsu here. They sell them in pieces. Well, they sell the table and then they sell the blankets. But basically how you use them, here, come, bring a flyer. So if you can see these pictures here.
Those boxes have pictures of them too.
So this tabletop actually lifts off. You want to help me? It's probably clamped down right now. No, okay. So see how that comes off? They're usually reversible too. So this one,
Sorry?
we made a mess. This one is white on the top up here and this blonde wood on the bottom, so you get 2 different looks. This is a heater that just plugs in, and the tables are low as you can see, so you sit underneath them, stick your legs over, and then in between this base and the tabletop you have a blanket.
Like that. Look at the kids.
Look at these happy children because they're all toasty warm. They, as Jason said, there is an anime a lot. So this is a brilliant way of keeping warm when you don't have central heating. So there's a little switch, you can turn it on and off. And these blankets are usually quite thick.
Some over there will show. There's some
And
here too.
if you notice, they always seem to have a bowl of oranges because that's what you do in the wintertime. It's like iconic to sit underneath your kotatsu and eat a bowl of oranges and have some green tea. I really want to buy one and take one home with me because they're actually
Really?
fairly good price.
Have you lifted this
Like
box?
this is only 5,990 yen for the table. And that comes with like the table, the heater, the top. The only thing you have to buy separately is a blanket. But, as Jason said, they're really heavy.
This is just this one.
Yeah.
Try to move it. It's just behind right now.
I can't. It's really heavy.
And that's the little one.
Yeah, so that's this little bean-shaped one here. This is like a one-person thing. So, like, often on anime or Japanese dramas, you'll see people sitting at their kotatsu with their laptop and their little cup of tea or whatever they're drinking, and it's just such a winter thing. But here, let's show you the blankets. So you can see how thick they are. Usually what you do is 2 blankets. I believe this is the floor blanket. So
They're about 40.
Oh, this is the table blanket. So this is this one here. So that's really thick. It's like wearing a duvet.
There's some over here that's a double set.
Oh, so they come with the floor blanket, and the floor blanket, the one you sit on, is also heated. So you're wrapped in like this burrito of warmth. It just sounds amazing.
So these ones, the futon sets. So you get the blanket, which is this, and this over top.
So the floor blanket is this one. You can get all kinds of different styles. Like that first one I was looking at was like Christmas and Aztec. It's just weird. This one has like snowflakes and sheep.
Really big sheep.
This one has polar bears. But like they're so cozy. How much for this set? $92.50. So that's not that bad considering what you're getting. This one, it's not actually that heavy. If I can lift it up with just like two hands like that, no leverage on the bottom, like the other one, this one,
It's weird.
that thing. No, I gotta use like my foot. Oh, it's really heavy.
It's weird.
Why is that one so weird? Wood, plastic.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, like this one. Probably wouldn't even be that much to ship. Well, relatively.
Yeah.
I want one. So the original plan was to get a small one when we first got here.
Her plan, not mine.
And then box it back up and ship it back to us. But to ship something this heavy to ourselves, probably be like double the price of the actual thing. So
One day we'll find it.
Or
In
maybe
Canada.
if
Someone
I can-
will have it in Toronto.
if I can figure out how Rakuten works, then I can have one shipped to us. Or even like Amazon. Actually, I found one on Amazon for like 160. I didn't look at what the shipping was, but fingers crossed, because what a great way to keep warm. This is my #1 pick for keeping warm in the wintertime. Kotatsu. So our second favorite ingenious Japanese heating method is called the Yutanpo. It's basically a hot water bottle, this little guy right here, but it's totally different than the hot water bottles we're used to in North America. It's got a little bit of Japanese magic in it. So originally these were made of metal back in the 50s or whatever, and people would fill them up with water and heat them up directly on the stove. But this is made of like plastic, like a polypropylene something magic blend. So you heat up some boiling water. Since we don't have our favorite denki pot from home, which is just a water boiling system that keeps your water boiled all the time on demand. We're using this old-fashioned kettle. We don't even have a plug-in kettle here. So I've heated up some water, and you don't want to fill it all the way. You fill it just past the halfway mark. That gives room for air to expand. And I actually let it cool down a little bit after I boil it to just reduce it down from 100. So this is not the best system I have going here, but I try not to spill boiling water all over my hands. So this is already burning my fingers. It heats up this plastic guy really quickly. How much do I have in there? Yeah, a little bit more. Okay. And then usually I let that sit for like a minute just to let some of the steam out. I'm just gonna close it up now. So it's got just like a little twisty cap. And then, whew, that is toasty already. So you don't want to put this directly on you. It will burn you, like even just holding the handle, which has no water in it. It's quite hot. So they come with these little like fleecy pouches. So you just pop that inside, and then it's got a zipper closure, and then you can flip that over, and it's got a Velcro closure as well. So then you've got this little toasty little guy. So right now this is not warm yet, but give it like a minute and it will be. Follow me. Excuse the mess, we're still living here. So you just put this guy in your bed, right down there where your toes are gonna go. Put that there. And I'd say give yourself half an hour or so before you go into bed. And you can put your feet on it in the night. And the magic part comes in because that will stay warm all night. With the typical water bottles that I grew up with, which are like rubber, you probably have the same one, right? Like a rubber floppy thing that was like shaped like this and it had like a little spout on top. Those would stay warm for like an hour max. But these are amazing. They stay warm for hours. There's often times where I put that into bed right before I go to bed, say midnight, wake up at 8 in the morning, it's still warm. It's amazing. When we were staying at the farmhouse in Aino-Kura, the gentleman there had these things. It was, I can't remember what the beginning of the word is called, and I tried looking it up, but I can't find it. It was something else, tampo. So tampo is like the hot thing. U means water, so a Yutanpo is a hot water bottle. But he had these things that were like these little, almost looked like a lunchbox. And when you open it up, it had a cutout and it was like foamy around the inside. And he took a coal out of the fire and put it in, closed it up, and like locked it like a lunchbox. And he put it in this little flannel like pillowcase and like tied it up like a present. And he said to us like, yeah, Yutanpo will stay warm maybe 3 or 4 hours. I think that was lowballing it a little bit, but he said this will stay warm for 20. So the majority of the day, which I was like, really? But I woke up in the morning and it was still burning my feet. I couldn't even keep my feet on it during the night. I just had to put it like at the end of the bed and like on one side and put my feet on the other side. Why don't we have this in North America? Best invention ever. You like the Yutanpo as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
This one I actually got at Muji. I'm sad that the Mujis that we have in North America don't have these. This is the medium size one. There was a small one that was maybe that size, and then there was a bigger one that was about like that. Do you remember how much I paid for this? I think it was like 800 yen-ish for the cover and maybe 11 or 12 for the actual case. So they are sold separately. But like Muji is a designer store. You could get them cheaper elsewhere. Although we were looking today at Nitori and Seria, which is, Seria is a dollar store type of 100 yen shop. They didn't have any. So I don't really know where else you would get them, but you can find them around. So definitely something really cool. And this is probably, out of all the things I bought in Japan, this is my favorite thing. I sleep with this every night. And then in the morning, just to make sure it doesn't get like all funky, I just dump out the water and let it dry out, and then it's ready for night again. I love it. It's so cozy. Our third favorite innovation of hot items in Japan are pocket warmers. In Japanese, they are called Kairo.
They're pretty much everywhere. You can buy them in convenience convenience stores, grocery stores, electronic stores, kiosks, anywhere.
So there's two types. You can see this one says Hara Night, and this one says Haru. It says Haru type there, which means one is sticky and one is not. So we've actually already have one of the not sticky ones open right here. Ooh.
These ones are really warm and they last a long time.
Yeah. So it says right on the package, hold on, I'll put it down, that it lasts for 16 hours. This is no joke. I actually had one the other night and it was cold in the room, so I actually put one in my bed with me. And I woke up 20 hours later. Well,
20 hours.
I didn't wake up 20 hours later.
Yeah.
I had it for 20 hours and it was still warm.
Still warm.
Crazy.
You can also take them on the go with you, put them in your pocket.
Yes, they're hence pocket warmers. You put them in your pockets. The sticky ones, however, are for putting on your clothes. So you would put them like probably on your back, but you would just peel and stick it under there, and put it under your shirt. Actually, we find the not sticky type heat up a lot faster than the sticky type, so we're gonna test it out and show you how it works.
My theory is the non-sticky type, the granules are very loose, so they mix easier, so they can get hot quicker. Whereas, I don't even know if I've seen these ones. Oh yeah, these ones aren't bad, but there were some sticky ones where you couldn't really shake.
Yeah, you can't really shake them, but apparently the peel and stick ones, you don't have to shake them. Those ones, it says shake to activate.
Yeah, so I'll peel it. Peel.
And then we'll just stick this here for now. Lift your sweater a little bit. Just stick that on there. What time is it now?
6:31.
6:31, so it's time to see how long it takes to get warm. So they say with the peel and stick ones, and even with the other ones, don't apply directly to your skin because they're supposed to get to up to 40 degrees.
Might burn you.
You get a low grade burn. It says right here, more than 40 degrees. It's supposed to last for 8 hours and be 40 degrees. We'll see. So there's different types as well. There's also ones you can put on the soles of your feet. They're like little toe-shaped ones. You just peel and stick them to the bottom of your sock and then put your sock into your boot. You gotta put them on the top of your feet too, whatever. There's all kinds of different ones, and they come in all different sizes. They come in different lengths of time.
You can slip them in your gloves.
Yeah, and they're cheap.
Not bad. It's getting a little warm.
Maybe on the inside, not on the outside. They're pretty cheap. I bought a 10-pack for 284 yen of the non-stick type, which I prefer. So I'm actually going to take a bunch of those home with me. We do have pocket warmers in Canada, but they're not so good. They're not so cheap.
Yeah.
I used to have one that was a reusable one. These are disposable, by the way. It's a one-time use only. Once it's cooled down, then it's garbage. But I used to have one that was like made of a gel. There's a little metal disc inside, and you click the disc, and it would heat the whole thing up. And then once it went from kind of like a gel to a solid. And then once it wasn't hot anymore, you'd throw the whole pack into a pot of boiling water, and it would go back to its gel form. Those were pretty cool, but it was pretty expensive, and eventually it exploded. These are good, but wasteful.
You could take the gel ones with you, but those will usually only last like
Half an hour. Yeah.
At most.
Yeah, like I'm surprised these last so long. So that's why we like them so much. Okay, so what time is it now?
It's almost 38, 6:38.
6:38, so it took 6 minutes.
Yeah, and it is.
It's pretty warm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty warm.
not hot.
Not hot, but it will. Yeah.
So just to prove how ubiquitous Kairo are, they also have some in their hands. We just bought them. We decided it wasn't a fair experiment to already have an open one, so I'm gonna open up this one too and time how long this takes to get warm. So it's 6:40. Open this one up. Give it a shake.
I bet you this one's just gonna take like 2 minutes.
Or like 30 seconds. You're supposed to play with it a little bit. The pressure apparently makes it work. Nothing yet. And these actually get white hot, like to the point where when it's in my pocket, if I grab onto it, I actually have to let go. It's too hot.
It's nice on a winter day.
It's perfect. And it's quite cold when we were out there doing the lights. So it's nice to have. That's why I wanted to get a bunch. It's warm.
Nice. How many seconds?
6:41. I didn't count the seconds. It's less than a minute. So
Can't feel it?
it's like warm, but it's not hot yet.
Yeah, it's warm. But
It'll
will
be
get
about
hot.
10 minutes before it's like hot, but like this is already,
As warm as this.
my hand is freezing, so it's good. I really like these. These are my favorite. So those are pretty cool, don't you think?
Yeah, definitely. We were in parts of Japan that were really cold, so it was helpful.
Yeah, especially that Yutanpo in our bed at night. That was great. Too bad we didn't get to experience more Kotatsu personally. Which one was your favorite? And what is your way of staying warm where you are during the winter? Let us know in the comments. Thanks so much for watching.
See you next time.
Mataji kai. I think I better get some Kairo before I head out. Put on a sweater too. It's kind of cold in here. You're being awkward.